Hey everybody, hope you had a good week and hopefully you're going to enjoy the summer as July's here now and we're allowed to kind of get outside and do things, so that's always a blessing. And so I just want to share with everybody tonight from John chapter 2. We're going to look at the miracle that Jesus did here of turning the water into wine, and we're going to look at what miracles are and the purpose of miracles in Scripture, why God did these miracles, and the difference of miracles and in our lives today, and what is just providence, God's sovereignty for us. So I'm going to read here from verse 1 of John 2. On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there, and both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding. When the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does that have to do with us? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he says to you, do it." Now there were 6 stone water pots set there for the Jewish custom of purification, containing 20 or 30 gallons each. Jesus said to them, "Fill the water pots with water." So they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Draw some out now and take it to the head waiter." So they took it to him. When the head waiter tasted the water, which had become wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew, the head waiter called the bridegroom. And he said to him, "Every man serves a good wine first, and when the people have drunk freely, then he serves the poorer wine. But you have kept the good wine until now." This is the beginning of his signs Jesus did in Cana of Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. And so we see here Jesus being at the wedding, and we know weddings can last up to 7 days, and the bridegroom responds spirit to the wine, and so we know Jesus' mother is there, and she comes to him. She knows it's who Jesus is, and she's caught in a dilemma where it could be embarrassing, and there could be ramifications for them because they ran out of wine before the wedding festival or celebration is over. And Jesus says, "My hour's not yet come. His time hasn't come to do what he's come to do." But he does that, and the purpose of that is to show his disciples who he is, that he is who he is, and he has the power of God. And so I just want to, we can talk more about the wine and all that, but I just want to focus more on, what is a miracle? And a miracle is an extraordinary event wrought by God through human agency. So God uses us humans. An event that cannot be explained by human forces. And there's a purpose to it. We see in the Old Testament and New Testament, there's been three different periods where we see the miracles happening, and the purpose behind it. God doesn't just do it privately to one person in their home. The purpose is to show that these messengers are from God, to get their attention, to show them, this is my prophet in the Old Testament, and I'm getting your attention because there's a message here that I want you to hear. And so we see with Moses in Egypt, those miracles instructed two groups of people, right? The Israelites and the Pharaoh. And so it legitimizes the prophet. It shows a prophet that he is truly from the true God because this miracle is happening, and that there's instructions to hear from this miracle. And we see with Jesus, right, he's doing the same thing. He's showing his disciples in John 2 there who he is, and they believe in him. They see this miracle, and they know he is who he says he is. And then we see that power be given to the apostles. And so we know a lot, even today, right, there's groups, movements that believe in apostles and miracles being performed by them and other people. That's been on TV and that's been around for a while, where people are proclaiming to have miracles. But we see it's just not something that continues on. It was done for a purpose. Not all the prophets in the Old Testament did that, right? It was up to God. It was for a purpose for those moments, and the purpose was for the apostles to show the Jews and Gentiles they were from God, and what the message they have it's important to listen to, and it gets their attention. we see even with Paul in his older years, the miracles, we don't see those miracles happening. And so, sensation, list or not of miracles, but we got to look at that and understand what they are, the purpose of it, the purpose of why God used them, who he used them to, and to show who he was, and for us to see these miracles, right, and to understand the purpose behind it, but also understand like it's not something that's coming to us each day. It's not something we should be looking for, seeking. The Bible never tells us to seek out signs of miracles or having miracles happen personally to us. It's very self-serving for us to want a miracle to happen to us, right? God didn't use it for the apostles for themselves, didn't use it for Moses, Elijah, right? Many others. He did it for his glory, right? And so he used that human agent to do that, right? And that person didn't get glorified or felt they were special because of that. It was to give that message out, to show people that this person's coming is coming as a spokesperson from God, and they have a message that we need to hear. And carrying them through Israel. We saw the 10 plagues, the Red Sea, all the way through the desert, the different things that happen. And that's always to draw the attention to God, right? To show that, no, this is our God, and he's taking care of us, and he's doing this to us as a blessing. It's not something, the person that we get so we can be puffed up or feel that we're special, or you don't see it even done privately, right? It's always done in publicly, people can see in that. And so for us to, just to understand truly what the Scripture says and what the purpose is of it, and we know Scripture is complete, and so from there we have everything we need in Scripture to know these things and to understand these things, and not to be looking for these things, because we can waste a lot of time looking for miracles and wanting it to happen, and spending our time trying to figure it out and hope it happens, or even look for it and take something that is just maybe the providence of God and call it a miracle. And for us, and so that's what we just talked about and shared and understood. And I think the apostolic age is the end of the miracles, because God said everything he needed to say and showed us, and we have it recorded for us. And so for us to have we have the word, that's what we need, that's what we need to be going through, and that's sufficient. And so for us to don't go through the word, read, see these miracles, understand the purpose of it, and just understand, God is still working through us and caring for us, and we don't need to have miracles for him to show us, our direction. We need to just trust him and follow him, and not try to have something that we feel is special to us alone in our lives, but just God's grace is sufficient, and for us is to live a life that we need to live for him. So I hope everybody has a good day and have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.